A little bit here. Yep.
Welcome back. We are now going to show you how to attach a thread when you're doing the beading scarf, and then we'll show you how to finish off the sides and the bottom. So here I've got another scarf that I have started, and it's with violet colors, and I've also used the new Duracoat galvanized beads for my corners. So it gives you a purple scarf. Now with my thread, if I would be continuing on with this thread, I would be coming up here and over here, and then I would be adding my next 2 units of beads. But I'm going to, what I do is I hang on to my thread, and I'm going to come up these two beads, well, I got the 3 beads, the one set, and you see I'm still hanging on to my thread. I'm trying to keep this flat so the camera can stay in focus, and then I'm going to go through these. I'm just going to have to use my fingers here to pull the thread through. Now there we go. Now back here, as you can see, I've got my 2 threads. The tails are there, so that after I complete my 2 sides, then I will tie my knot. So I'm picking up my 2 units, as you can see, and so we've come out here, so now I have to come back into here. Whoop. Came off the needle. That's okay, we can easily pick them up. And I'm going to go through these 2. I'm trying to do this flat, so this is, some people like doing their work flat, some like picking it up in the hands. I like picking up in the hands, but for this we're trying to gotta come under the thread. Just a second. There we go. Okay, there's our unit, and I'm going to come over here. I have to go over to get ready to add my next unit. But now that I've got this in place, I can now take these 2 ends, and let's pull this one and this one over here. There. Now I can do a reef knot, which is what I do. So it's going to be right over, left, and under. There's the one. And then we'll go through and tie the second part of the knot. And there. So now we have a nice knot, and it's not in the bugle bead, because if you try and tie a knot and then continue on beading, you will sometimes get the knot in the middle of the bugle, and now you can't go through the bugle. So
that's how you add a new thread.
So that's how we add a new thread. Then you get to weave this thread in, following your thread path again, so that you're always going around corners, around the corners, and then I do a slip knot.
And when do you like to do that?
I like to do it as I'm going along, because I have some ends here, and I like down here as well. This is from here to here is 2 wingspans of thread, so it uses up a lot of thread. So normally I would like to weave this in so I keep this neat and tidy as I go along. Now we're going to show you the finishing touches for the scarf. What we do with the scarf is that in order to help this stay more square, is that we add a seed bead along each of these spaces along the side of the scarf. And this is the gold one. You can see the seed bead on the side. You're in your shadow, aren't you? Yeah, that's okay. You can see the seed bead along the side. That just helps to keep it stable. And then across the bottom, I just add the daggers in whatever color you choose to go with what you're doing. So once again, I'm going to start on this corner here. I'm going to flip it over so it's a little easier for me to work. There. So and as you see, this is my beginning tail. So I'm going to come in here. I have to pick this up to get it going. When you're doing this final step, you want enough thread so that you can go all, there's going to be a lot of thread, but you got to have enough thread to go around the total circumference of the scarf. So all I'm doing here is I got my two tails, I pick up a bead, a dagger, and all I'm doing is going in along here. And when you're doing your beads, which we'll be getting to on the side, you want to leave your scarf flat, because see how nicely that just fits in there. Now I'll do the next one. Do you want me to bring this closer to the camera? No? Okay. Let's have this lie flat. Now you see here, there we go. Bring it up in. There. But you want it so that it lies flat. If you pull it too tight, then you will have buckling, which we do not want. Okay, we've come across and I'm now putting in my last dagger, and I'm now starting to go up the side of the scarf. I'll get my fingers out of the way so that you can see. There, that one is there on the corner, and it just fits in very, very nicely, making sure it lies flat. Now this time I do this flat because I want the scarf to be totally flat. When you wear it, you don't want it to buckle. So we have to, this is where your tension, see how nice that looks once you put that seed bead in there. And we do the next one. This goes quite quickly after you spent your time enjoying making your scarf. And you see I make sure that it lies flat. If I pull it, see what, that's buckles. We don't want that to happen. We want this to lie nicely. And then we add, and we do this all the way up the scarf, put the daggers in the other end, and down the other side. If you want, you can end your thread and start again, because you know how to do that now. But I try to have one thread long enough to do it all, because there, that's the difference with the side. And see how it helps to keep, and then of course once you do the other side, you can see the other side over here. See how it's not very lying very square? We're now this side over, the side where we've had the seed beads, we have a nice even straight side. So that's what we're looking for. Now the bugles that we are using are right here. They are the bugles I used in this one was a violet gold luster for people that enjoy purple. And then, as I mentioned, I'm using the new Duracoat that's out there by Mayuki. And the Duracoat is really great because the finish does not come off. And because you're going to be wearing this next to your skin, you want to use that. Finally, we're going to do the daggers. And the daggers are a 5x16 dagger. And that's the size that I like that fits on the bottom. So have we looked at, and this is, you've seen now, you saw the beginning of the gold scarf, and it's enjoyable to wear. and I'll show it to you on this jacket. This is how I like wearing my scarves. There. So this is now the 24 karat gold scarf, which I really enjoy wearing. We're going to finish off just so that you know how many seed beads and bugles and daggers that you're going to need to finish the project. I found that I used 30 grams of the bugles, and know that it's a BGL2, a 6mm bugle, and this is a size 11, and I used 30 grams of it as well. Across the bottom, as you can see, I have already put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daggers. There's going to be one more in the corner when I come back down. So that you need a total of 12 daggers to finish this. So I wish you all happy beading and enjoy wearing your scarf as much as I do. Thanks.